Welcome back to Crypto Mates AI. Jerry here with an update for you. Do me a favor, friends. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and comment down below. It really does help the algorithm. Now let's get into this. We're sitting at $3.06, trading within a range of 290 to 306. We're up 5% on the day. We're able to hold above that 280 support, and we're up to $3.06, and we're looking good. And like I said in the last video, we're going to start with going down the old rabbit hole. Operation Phoenix, the IMF, 1988, and the XRP Resurrection. 1988, The Economist published a haunting prophecy. Get ready for a world currency. It showed as a phoenix rising from a pile of burning fiat. What if this was the plan all along? And that cover of golden coin hangs from the phoenix neck. The date etched into it, 2018, the year Ripple's partnerships with banks exploded. The words below, the phoenix rises in 2018. But the real resurrection would come later. The phoenix wasn't just a symbol, it was a message. A new global financial order is coming. Fiat will burn, one digital currency will rise, and behind it all, the IMF, the BIS, and the chosen token. Why XRP? Ripple has worked with the 100-plus banks, tied to IMF and World Bank pilots, recognized by the BIS as potential liquidity bridge, and David Schwartz discussed global rich currency use cases as far back as 2011. This wasn't random. Let's talk IMF. In 2022, the IMF released its Digital Currency Handbook, a global guide for implementing CBDCs and tokenized assets. The handbook name drops interoperability, liquidity bridges, and public-private ledgers. That's Ripple's playbook. In fact, the IMF Managing Director Christina Georgieva, I probably slaughtered that, has repeatedly said, we are working on a platform for CBDCs with global interoperability. Guess who built a CBDC platform for over 20 countries already? Got that right, Ripple. A 2020 report by the World Economic Forum listed Ripple under interoperability solutions for cross-border payments, right beside Stellar, Swift, and IBM blockchain. But XRP was different. It wasn't just a payment rail. It was liquidity itself. Ripple's patent solution allows instant atomic settlement across borders, even without pre-funded accounts. That's what the Phoenix was always about. A world currency with no borders, no banks, and no middlemen. Just trustless global liquidity. And here's where it gets even stranger. The Economist in 1988 cover was owned by the Rothschilds Group. Rothschilds are historic central bank influencers tied to the BIS, the IMF, and SDR creation. They knew the future. They helped script it. In fact, XRP's design mirrors the structures of SDR's special drawing rights. Basket-based value, cross-border function, controlled issuance, and IMF-style governance. XRP is programmable liquidity. SDRs were paper liquidity. One replaced the other. And then there's this. Ripple's board includes Craig Phillips, former counselor to the U.S. Treasury Secretary. He worked on post-crisis global financial restructuring. The Phoenix doesn't rise alone. It's built by those who control the fire. Behind Ripple are Silicon Valley insiders, NSA-linked engineers, and ex-central bankers. They're not rebels, they're architects. And the old system, it was never meant to survive the burn. They let Bitcoin distract, let Ethereum tinker, but Ripple stayed quiet, working with the very institutions BTC was built to destroy. Because while BTC was a decoy, XRP was the Phoenix. And now, the IMF wants a global platform for currency exchange. The Biz is building unified ledgers, and the U.S. is testing tokenized treasuries. RippleNet is expanding. XRP is being relisted globally. It's almost time. The Phoenix doesn't rise loudly. It returns in ashes, silently replacing the old. Fiat collapses. CBDCs fail to interconnect. Gold can't move fast enough. One token already bridges them all. Final thought, the Economist cover was not a prediction. It was a blueprint. The Phoenix, not a myth, a protocol, and its wings woven with XRP. Comment down below and tell me what you guys think about that. That is pretty interesting if you ask me. HSBC just gave XRP, XLM, HBAR clear runway to global finance. Tokenized services are live. Expansion hits UK next. 1.5 billion in digitization plans are already underway. This is the takeover. The institutions are here. XRP comeback incoming. And don't forget this. Before the SEC, XRP was the #2 digital asset. Let's hear what Brad has to say.
Yeah, so what's affecting the price of XRP has been the SEC. People forget, frankly, before the SEC got involved in the crypto markets, XRP was the second most valuable digital asset, ahead of ETH. And then the SEC got involved and said, hey, we think ETH is probably okay, and ETH went up. And then they sued Ripple, and XRP went down. But this is not how our government is supposed to work. We're supposed to have a level playing field and have equal opportunity. We shouldn't have our government picking winners and losers in this regard. We think in the long run we'll prevail, and that'll sort itself out. But for now, it's frustrating for the community, and I like the way you characterized it, for the XRP family.
The SEC suing Ripple and slowing XRP down, it actually helped me. I was barely getting involved in crypto when the SEC sued Ripple. I owned a little bit of XRP back then. It was delisted almost off of every exchange. Had it on MetaMask, I think, at the very end. And then I was still forced to sell it. When you think about what they did, they eliminated people in the United States from being able to access it or buy it easily. I really wish I had known Uphold did not delist them, and they never did. The targets have been achieved after breaking the formation. This Monday, we will see where the market settles. If we maintain closures above $2.80, we're still in a super bullish position. And now we know we did maintain that 280 level. Actually, a little bit higher. We're sitting around 306 right now, I believe. Closing near 265 keeps us within a strong structural formation. While the wick down to 234 might be on the table. I don't think so anymore. It would only represent a 30% retracement. I can practically smell the newbies poo-poo. Don't let the fear dictate your moves. Stay steady, stay strong. The banks already made their picks, and XRP, XLM, HBAR, and Aptos are on the list. I'm not familiar with Aptos, so I think I'm gonna have to look into that one. They're not waiting for retail. They're building the rails for the next financial system with regulators. This isn't a future bet. It's a blueprint. Which horse are you riding in the new era? And SBI Holdings is planning to launch an XRP ETF on the Tokyo Stock Exchange upon regulatory approval. Keep on telling you guys, the institutions are here. In July 2025, SBI Holdings document projects major gains for the company as Ripple's IPO is set to reveal the true value of escrowed XRP. The valuation of XRP held in escrow by Ripple Lab Inc. will not be reflected in the company's valuation until a definitive price is established, such as through an IPO or other means. Significant gains expected once valuation of Ripple is clarified through an IPO. And this would be big. You have this major Japanese bank heavily invested and heavily backing XRP and Ripple is the main thing. They see long-term future. And I'm not too sure about this. I'm not sure if I'd want to be paid every second or minute or even hourly. Weekly seems pretty good. But according to this guy, he says we need this type of system. So let's hear what he has to say.
Money should be like emails or text. $1 billion a second, all free. And what we really need to do to fix the payment system is then we can have, consumer demand payments and consumer demand receipts. In other words, I shouldn't get paid every 2 weeks or every month. I should get paid every minute. We can agree on the price, and every minute money goes into my account. My mortgage should not be a monthly payment. It should be every minute you take money out of my account for my mortgage. Netflix should not be a monthly subscription. It should be, I start watching a movie, and every minute you take a penny or two or whatever the price is going to be of a particular movie. That's the system we need. They had the capability to do that 30 years ago. And really what I think is strangling the digital economy is the payment system.
That's a pretty interesting take on the payment system and how he thinks it should be. I'm just not too sure most people would like that. Then last up, Japanese real estate giant Open House Group now accepts XRP for property purchases. Real world adoption is here. XRP isn't just for finance anymore. Just keep on saying the institutions are here. Well, that's what I have for you folks. Until next time, stay savvy, stay stacking, and I'll catch you in the next one. If you enjoyed this, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and comment down below. And if you want more crypto deep dives, check out our videos right here on Crypto Meets AI. Thank you for watching. Remember to always do your own research. This is not financial advice.